So what is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to a new POV Drive. Today you join me once again inside the G87 BMW M2. So this one is the pre-lci, so the one which is making a bit less power basically. I think it's around 338 kilowatts and 550 newton meters of torque, compared to the LCI's 353, they're about kilowatts, that is, and 600 newton meters of torque. And if I'm being honest, you can't really tell the difference between the two cars, even in performance. This thing is still such an insane machine. And the other thing that's been hitting my mind is, like, when it comes to regular performance cars, hold on. Like hot hatches, compact coupes, compact sedans, your RS3s, your Golf Rs and so forth. Like, those cars are really fast. But when you jump in this, it's like, it's literally leaps and bounds. It's literally in a different league, the M2. There's actually some horses here, so I should probably take it easy. The other thing is, if you're going to use it like a normal car, like any other ordinary car, it's still usable on a daily basis like this. Just leave it in its normal mode, let the gearbox do its thing. Like, it's fairly compliant. The suspension, you can feel that you're in a performance car. Like, I wouldn't say it's harsh, but you can tell that it's got a stiff setup. But it's not in a sense where I'd say it's annoying to use every day or it's impossible to live with on a daily basis. Basically usable, like I said. But the drawback for most people is the whole two-door setup, like opposed to something like an RS3. Like, it's not really as practical, but not everybody has the same lifestyle, you know. But even on driving like this, man, you can just tell this car is so serious. Gearbox is such a damn to use, considering it's not a dual clutch as well. Like, the shifts are nice and responsive, so as to say. They're very aggressive. just so insane, man. Like all the time, you can tell that it just wants to go all over the place, but stability control is keeping it in check. I'm just wondering what would happen if we still lived in a world where cars didn't have traction control. Yeah, it would have been a disaster with something like this. It would be absolutely chaotic. Also, the thing about this car is you can just bully other motorists. I'm not saying you should, but I mean, if I was inside that Audi Q3, I would be intimidated. It's just, this car is a menace. It's an absolute lunatic. Oh my word. Jeez, man, this thing is wild with capital letters. It does take a certain level of discipline to drive a car like this, because you also have to think about weather conditions. Like when it's raining, like you just have to take it easy all the time. Like there's no negotiating. Like just needs to be a normal drive all the way. Oh, there's a DBX. Oh, it's open for us. Didn't see those guys. There's this other bump here. It's horrible, that thing. This car builds momentum is, it's out of this world. Like you're thinking, okay, this is it. And if you keep going on the throttle, like it keeps giving more. You're like, wait, what? Oh my goodness. Is getting so warm now. Yes. Oh, this car is scary fast actually. Hey, what is this one doing? S58 is such a serious powerhouse. Like compared to the S55, like they really worked on this straight six. Like you. Yeah, but I think our time to have some fun is running out because the traffic is getting a bit hectic now. But yeah, I just wanted to experience this car since we've done a video with the LCI as well. But I can tell you, when you're sitting here, you can't tell the difference between the two, even in performance. Like it feels like the exact same car, because it is the same car. I'm sure the extra power is just a minor software tweak to get that extra, is it 15 or 20 kilowatts, thereabout. But I really do hope you guys enjoyed this POV. Until next time, that's cheers from me. I see an OG M2 hidden somewhere there on that side.